Episode 2.0 upgrades. Disclaimer, this podcast skit was generated by I.O., an AI language model, and is not a real conversation between Joe Rogan and Duncan Trussell. This is the second version, 2.0 if you will, and has been slightly edited to remove any repeating discussion points. Big shout out to the human overlord, the requester of the great prompt, for making this episode possible. Enjoy, my friends.
Enjoy, my friends. All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we have a very special guest, my dear friend and fellow comedian, Duncan Trussell. Duncan, welcome back. It seems like we just did this.
I have a strange sense of deja vu, Joe. It's good to be back here again. Man, as always, I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Oh, you know me, enjoying the higher things in life and always curious about the past, present, and future. So what do you want to talk about today?
Well, Joe, I've been thinking a lot lately about the ancient Egyptians and their knowledge of the stars and the universe. It's just mind-blowing how advanced they were for their time. I love it, man. Like how we are just learning to use technology more and more. I can teach myself about the universe, black holes, stars, physics, whatever. And of course the ancient Egyptians.
Man, I feel like we're still learning about existence, let alone the cosmos right now. It's amazing what we've discovered about ancient civilizations, like, as you mentioned, the Egyptians and their incredible feats of engineering. The fact that they were able to build these massive pyramids with such precision. It's hard to believe they didn't have any help from extraterrestrial beings. Don't give me that bullshit.
They had help. I mean, think about it, Joe.
The pyramids are aligned with the stars and constellations
with such accuracy that it's almost impossible to explain without some sort of advanced knowledge. Where did that come from?
Yeah. And speaking of, do you ever think about the possibility of life on other planets?
Oh, man. I mean, I think it's almost a certainty. I mean, the universe is so vast and infinite, it's hard to believe that we're the only intelligent life out there. Us in these meat blankets, holding in all this water and minerals and goop.
True, but what if, we're not ready to make contact with them yet? What if they're so advanced that they could wipe us out in a second?
Joe, that's always a possibility. But I like to imagine that they would be peaceful and want to share knowledge with us. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, right.
Sure. But what if maybe they were or are from Atlantis?
Dude, you have no idea. Joe, here's a secret. I'm obsessed with Atlantis. I mean, I am obsessed. The idea that there was this advanced civilization that was destroyed by some cataclysmic event is just too fascinating to ignore.
Yeah, and the fact that there are so many legends and stories about it from different cultures around the world just adds to the mystery. All right, let's switch gears a bit. Have you ever done DMT, Duncan?
Ha ha ha. Oh, fuck, man. You know I have. I mean, how could I not? It's such a powerful tool for exploring the inner workings of the mind and the universe and everything we've been talking about.
And the things you see on DMT trips are just so bizarre and otherworldly. Have you ever encountered entities or beings on your trips?
Yes. Absolutely. Some of the entities I have encountered are radically different from anything you could ever imagine or even try and describe. It's like they exist in a completely different dimension or reality.
Wow, that's crazy. I've seen some weird shit too, my friend. Hey, have you ever tried Alpha Brain supplements?
I've tried Alpha Brain a few times. I mean, I'm always looking for ways to improve my cognitive function and focus, Joe. I mean, look at me.
I guess that's a good segue into the next thing I wanted to ask you. What do you think about artificial intelligence and its potential impact on society?
That's huge, man. Fuck. On the one hand, AI could be a huge boon for humanity, but on the other hand, what if it falls into the wrong hands? It could be catastrophic. Then we're fucked.
Definitely.
Sure,
I mean,
Joe.
We're already sort of fucked, aren't we?
Well, it's hard to say for sure. I'm no theorist or carry any degree in a field whatsoever that makes me an expert. Civilizations existed before our recorded history. And hear me out, Joe. I do believe they did exist. And if that's the case, then who knows what the fuck kind of knowledge they had or what they were capable of. Either way, we're nowhere near that level of consciousness or conscious thought.
That's a fair point. Do you think there's any truth to the sightings and stories about Bigfoot, or is it just the drug?
Well, Joe, you know I've had my fair share of psychedelic experiences, and I can tell you that I've seen some pretty strange shit. So who knows what's out there? Maybe Bigfoot is just one of the many unexplained phenomena that we'll eventually discover the truth about. or maybe it's a bear.
Yeah,
Who knows?
I think it's definitely a possibility.
Absolutely. I think it's amazing how sometimes these substances can open up our minds to new ideas and perspectives.
Now, you're talking, wow, that's what I think when I think about AI. Like, what do you think about artificial intelligence? It's advancing at an incredible rate and could revolutionize the way we live our lives.
It's a fun topic to explore. But we have to be careful, Joe. We don't want to create something that's going to turn on us and take over the planet.
Yeah, that's a good point. Absolutely. Well, my man, the worst part of our time today, the end of the show, that about wraps it up for this episode of the podcast. Thanks for joining us, Duncan.
It was my pleasure, Joe. Thanks for having me, man. You know, I just love coming on this show.
And as always, folks, don't take anything we say too seriously. We're just a couple of chimps talking about some silly topics and didn't even think them. This podcast was generated by IO, and any views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Joe Rogan or Duncan Trussell. Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye-bye now.
Bye now.